The beauty of it is you can see how it works. And the tube, the piece will be called Yewtube, as in Y-E-W, and will be made up of little units like this that will have basically a little semicircular bite taken out of each one. It only becomes a tube when you look down it. And these little model ones have nice sort of, they're cut from styrofoam and work really well. I'm sure reality will be a different thing. So there's a sort of period of a few months of growing to be had. This is the book I got all my optical knowledge from, yes, Janet and John have built themselves a very similar telescope to mine using a ruler and plasticine, but I found you can't get big lumps of plasticine like that, or a ruler big enough, so I'm doing a kind of equivalent of that. My name's Graeme Miller. I'm an artist. I work across sound, video, and tend to make installation work at the moment. And my background is in performance. And what it really interests me in a way is to set up encounters. I think I've become in recent years really interested in the perspective, the point of view of changing the thing as little as possible and shifting perception with as little means as possible. A kind of social device where you can spy someone at the other end of the garden, and so this sort of environment here is all about vistas. It's sort of intersected with diagonal paths, a bit like a sort of layout of the Union Jack or something. You'll be looking through this lens here and seeing upside down at the far end of the garden someone else doing the same and looking at you. You, the audience, are the performer. And so it plays it's a little pun on that, I guess. But really it's something that will provoke and precipitate a certain kind of interaction that's not the push button and see something happen kind of interaction. It's real.
I think that probably the wilderness at Ham is very special. The fact that we know exactly what the wilderness looked like at Ham. It's got this wonderful diagrammatic plan, but within that it must have been a very wonderful space to walk in, a space to which you could retire, a rather private place with beautiful trees, shrubs probably with scented flowers.
It's all about vistas, and there are these sort of long views, and many of them, and this really was an area designed for a sort of promenade, place of sort of intrigue and liaison anyway. It's got a real secret quality to it. I mean, part of what I was trying to achieve with this was an idea of making something that conceivably could have been made at the time and conceivably would have gone down well with the sort of mindset of the time, of a sort of a formal conceit, the radical new delight in optics, and that sense in gardening of the controlled view. Over in another section of the grounds here is a huge sort of 12-foot high yew hedge which forms a wall, and cut into it is a little window in which you can spy into the sort of formal arrangement of conical topiary and formal paths. So I'd like to think retrospectively it would have been sort of suited to this place.